This is ESBR Boxing. Delighted to be joined by Brad Pauls, who challenges Tyler Denny for the English middleweight title in just a few weeks' time. Brad, appreciate you probably getting a few of these interview requests. Not too long to go until fight night now. First of all, congratulations on kind of the opportunity. How are you? How are you feeling ahead of February the 11th?
Yeah, I'm all good. Yeah, thanks for having me, and really excited for Feb the 11th. I feel like it's a long time coming for me to finally get my opportunity on a massive platform, and yeah, really excited for it, man. Just full of motivation because just so much to gain from this fight. Obviously, the English title was a lovely belt, and the winner gets a shot at the British. So yeah, just really excited, man, and happy to finally get my shot. Took me long enough, innit? So.
Yeah, I know. We were saying off camera it was a challenging year for you last year, but onwards and upwards. Tyler Denny been on a bit of a roll. He's had a couple of good victories. He's been the underdog in his last couple of fights. Impressive performance over Bradley Ray. How much do you know about him? Is he someone you've sparred before? Have you come across him before? Do you know him at all?
Never sparred him or anything like that. Obviously, heard about him quite a bit. He fought my gym mate Linus a good few years ago for the English title. And yeah, I think I've watched most of his last few fights, and he's got to give him credit. He's took these hard fights, fighting the undefeated lads coming up, and he's done it the hard way. He's done it from small hall like myself, and took his chances. And yeah, so you got to give him credit. It's not an easy fight for me. It's a step up, but what a man to beat at the moment. He's the guy beating all these up and comers, and how much to gain for me if when I get the win.
Yeah. I mentioned him being the underdog in his last couple of fights there. Who do you think is the favourite here, the underdog in this fight? What do you feel like your role in this is?
Don't know. To be honest, I think if you're being realistic, and he's probably got more of the momentum at the minute. He's been busier than me. And if you look at his last 3 or 4 fights, he's defended the English 2 or 3 times, or how many times it is. So yeah, you'd say he's got the momentum. But I'm fully confident, fully back myself. And I think Linus was speaking to Sky or someone. They were saying that he's going to be a favourite in the bookies. So guessing they're putting him as the favourite. So, but it honestly means nothing to me. Doesn't bother me at all. Put me as the underdog. I sort of prefer that title. So yeah, it's a really good fight, and I'm really excited for this one.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Really looking forward to it. You mentioned that I think I've kind of interviewed you enough times, interviewed Linus enough times to know that you two, you're quite close. You've trained together for quite a long time now. I was there, kind of feels like a lifetime ago now. I know it was pre-COVID, the fight between Linus and Tyler. But is he offering you any advice on how to beat this guy? Have you got any interest in watching their fight back at all? Just because you and Linus know each other so well, and he had that kind of a big victory for the English title over Tyler Denny a few years ago.
Yeah, I think it's important to say that I think Tyler's improved a lot since fighting Linus, and we're preparing for that, and we expect that. I think me being in the gym every day with Linus, he just can't help but give advice, and he's that sort of guy, and he wants the best for me, and he's a really good mate of mine, and he's been in there, he's done 10 rounds with a man, so he knows some tricks and things that are going to help me, and but me and Linus are completely different fighters. I know we look alike, but our styles are completely different, and he knows that, Linus. He's giving me bits of advice and a few tips, and yeah, it's me and Tyler at the end of the day, and Linus can't be there and help me, and it's about me show what I'm about and show my level.
Yeah, absolutely. As I said, really looking forward to it. I think it's a good card, to be fair. Like at Wembley Arena, I think there's going to be a lot of eyes on you. I do kind of want to touch on last year, if that's okay, Brad. Good victory over Ryan Kelly. I know that was on the Wasserman show. I know you just kind of had a frustrating rest of the year. Are you able just to kind of summarize what the rest of your 2022 was like?
Wasn't ideal. Yeah, being out the ring that long isn't ideal at all. Through no fault of my own, I was in the gym, I was training, I was preparing for a massive fight, which was levels above the fight I'm about to have with Tyler. It was a massive, massive step up, a European title shot. And I was and 3 weeks out, I was told, "Oh, it's getting moved again." And yeah, just things, one thing after the other went wrong. No fault of my own, and just boxing can be like that sometimes. And some things had to change outside of the ring with promoters and stuff. And
Mm.
eventually, it all sort of figured itself out because I've ended up fighting on Sky Sports, and I imagine it's like winner stays on. So you win, and my next fight have to be on Sky. So I've sort of half landed on my feet, but not as active as I would have liked.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. I know, as you said, kind of some things work themselves out. After kind of a frustrating year last year, I know you're not going to overlook Tyler Denny, but what does like a perfect, realistic 2023 look like for you in terms of how many times you're going to be fighting, where you're going to be fighting? What does it look like for you?
Um, Ideally, obviously, with the English against Tyler, and then that would set up a summer fight for the British title. And then I think the first one's a voluntary, so defend it by the end of the year. But that would just be, yeah, that would be the best year of my whole entire life. And um, it's mad boxing. You're a couple wins away from changing everything in your whole life. So that's my situation at the minute. I'm a couple wins away from changing my life forever. So yeah, it's really exciting times, and I think this year fighting early in Feb, and I think we're gonna have a really busy year, and it's gonna be nothing like last year.
Yeah, no, absolutely, mate. Just one final question from me, Brad. Don't want to take up loads of your time. I know you've your last fight was in London. This fight's in London. I know like a couple of years ago you returned to Plymouth, fought on a small hall show there. I can imagine it was great for you to kind of return home, so to speak. I've seen you fight 3 or 4 times in York Hall, obviously in London as well. Do you think it's realistic that you could kind of return to Plymouth for a big fight? Do you think a big fight can happen in Plymouth, or do you think it's more likely that the next 2 3 years of your career are going to be based in London or other kind of somewhere like Manchester, Liverpool, something like that?
Um, if yeah, it's looking like it would have to be where the numbers are, and I absolutely love boxing in Plymouth, and it's a great venue, and I get all my local support, and I sell
Mm,
loads of tickets down there, and it's great. But I think the capacity of the guild halls, it might be just over 1,000. And if you want these big fights and you want British titles, and 1,000 capacity wouldn't really cut it. So if you change a venue, possibly. But I would love to have a massive fight back in the southwest, and if we can get it in Cornwall, which
mm,
hasn't been done since the 70s, it's one of
mm.
my career goals. Is to bring professional boxing back to Cornwall. So we're working on it, and we're going to see what we can do. But yeah, I'm happy with Wembley at the minute. That's all right, and it's
Yeah, it's not
step
too
up from
bad.
your call.
Yeah, 100%. I remember when you won the Southern Area title, I went into your changing room, and I think you said, I don't remember the exact line, but it was something along the lines of you're the first Cornishman to win a professional boxing title. It was something like that. I remember.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, for it's like 100 years or 8 years or something like that. So it's all sort of hasn't been done. I don't think there's been a Cornishman box on Sky ever before. So there's the first one for you. So that's the new one on February 11th. But yeah, I'm a proud Cornishman. I love representing my county, and the more belts I can bring back to Cornwall, the better, because it sort of paves the way for the next generation. So yeah, it's good. But yeah,
See what happens. All right, Brad. I'll let you go now. But yeah, all the best for February the 11th. I will catch up with you on Fight Week. Okay.
are you going to be there?
Yes, mate. Yeah, yeah, we'll be there. I mean, it's local. I'm London based, so it's local to me. So as I said, great cards. But yeah, really looking forward to it. It's going to be a bit strange. I mean, at York Hall, you can literally be pretty much in the ring as media.
Yeah.
So it's weird going to be going from that to being kind of in a big arena and seeing you box. It was strange watching Linus do it a year or so ago. So it'll be strange to see you do it as well. But yeah, really looking forward to it.
Yeah, same here, man. It's exciting times, man. I'll see you on fight week and on
Yeah,
fight night and stuff. We'll have a catch up, definitely.
exciting times. Brad, Paul, speak to you soon. Okay.
Thanks very much, mate. Cheers.